going to talk about the squash vine borer today. This is a very destructive pest that is a little worm that goes inside of the stems and the leaf stems also of the squash plants. And it is so destructive that our plants that look beautiful right now and they look terribly healthy and like there's nothing wrong with them could very well have a squash vine borer. It's a little moth that flies around and lays its eggs at the base of the plant. And after a few days, it hatches and it bores into the vine, or it might into the leaf stem, and it will start out very tiny, probably an eighth of an inch long, very tiny. And then they grow to be around an inch long and quite fat, maybe a quarter of an inch fat, or maybe a little bit. And you will find, if you hadn't been watching and doing what we're going to learn today, you might find that one day your squash vines look as beautiful as ours, lush and wonderful as ours do today, and the next day they're all wilted, and you don't have a clue what happened. But what they've done is they've bored through that plant, and they've caused total destruction, and you'll lose your whole plant. But we've got a few possibilities. One, and it's a little hard when we plant it in amongst the corn like we have here, which we've done to shade the corn. But if you take row covers, it's a fabric that the water can go through, the sun can go through, and it can kind of keep the vine borers out. But you will have to peek under it and fertilize your flowers yourself. You'll have to hand fertilize your squash. So it's not always practical. Another method is the search and destroy method. And this is a method that we're going to look at the base of every vine. You're going to follow every vine. You're going to look underneath the leaves, wherever there's a branch of a leaf coming out. And you're going to look for something called frass. And that's like a little sawdusty, kind of yellow sawdusty material. And it's where the borer has gone in and is kind of kicking stuff out. And you're going to see this sawdust in the stem. And when you find that, you are then going to very carefully take a little knife and you're going to slice through just the top of the vine, not crossways, because you can whack off the whole vine. You're just going to very carefully be a surgeon. And you're going to slice very carefully until you find the vine borer. And when you do, you can just take the tip of your knife and pick it out, crush it. Another way to find it, sometimes you'll see just a dead leaf or some yellowing leaves. If you see the grass coming out of a little hole, or if you see a few dying yellowing leaves that aren't dying just because they're hidden underneath. Another thing you're going to notice is that when you look at your vine, where the leaf stems come out of a vine, and while they're really healthy, this is the thing to do, is if you see a little root, because squash like to root down, and this is a protective mechanism against the vine borer. And if we take a little soil and put it over that where you see a little root coming, or where a leaf joins the stem, that can help encourage more roots. So if you do get the vine borer over here, farther down the vine, you'll have more roots, and it can help it. After you've gone back to our surgery, after you've done your surgery and you've got an open wound here, the first thing I do then is I will get a shovel full of soil and I'll cover that whole wound and all the leaves around it and try to regrow. If I can, I'll water it really well and try to get that plant growing again. So that's how we try to find the vine borer. Thank you.